way cannot be undertaken half-heartedly. One is either moving forward on the path, or they are walking away from it. To be on the way means to live it every day and in every way. It is not a part-time pursuit that can be done as a hobby. It is a lifestyle. This doesn't mean training martial arts every minute of your waking hours. It means that the way goes beyond simple physical training and permeates every aspect of one's existence. Eiji Yoshikawa said, "Fighting isn't all there is to the art of war. The men who think that way and are satisfied to have food to eat and a place to sleep are mere vagabonds. A serious student is much more concerned with training his mind and disciplining his spirit than with developing martial skills." It carries over to everything. How your daily schedule is built, when you wake up, what you eat, who you spend your time with, how you speak and carry yourself. All of these things are determined by the path you have chosen. If you have chosen the path of a warrior, then you have to live like one and live as one. If you do this and you live this way, you are on the way. If you say this only and do not live like this, you are not on the way. It is clear who is on the way and who is not. This becomes an attitude, something that will carry the individual through every difficult situation or problem in his life, because he will face it not as someone who life is simply happening to, but as someone on the way. And because of this, he will deal with obstacles gracefully, smoothly, or with the fury and destructive power of a demon. Nothing can stand in his way who is on the way. We will keep our weakness to ourselves and share strength with others. When we meet resistance, we will destroy it, or we will flow around it, depending on our style. Inazo Nitobe said, "The discipline of strength instills resistance without complaint, and also teaches courtesy. It demands that we not ruin the pleasure or serenity of others through the expression of our own sadness or pain." One on the way is not concerned with material possessions. He is successful if he remains firmly rooted with his feet on the path, and because of this, he does not see the acquisition of wealth as determining success or worth. In many ways, the obsession or care of the material world can put one off the way, as it becomes his driving reason rather than staying on the path of the warrior. He becomes a merchant instead, trading the sword and the fist for the dollar and the deal. One can attain worldly success by becoming an individual of renown and being in demand for the quality of his character, his knowledge, his reputation, and respect. In this way, he will not have to go chasing after gold at the cost of his purpose. It will find him. What is enough money for someone on the way? Simply to live, to eat enough food to stay alive, and to be clothed and have a roof over his head, no matter how simple. A warrior can also fish and hunt and work in the garden. These paths are not mutually exclusive, but complementary. Have simple taste for what is functional as well as beautiful in its simplicity. Do not collect possessions. Yamamoto Tsunemoto said, "It is a wretched thing that the young men of today are so contriving and so proud of their material possessions. Men with contriving hearts are lacking in duty. Lacking in duty, they will have no self-respect." Miyamoto Musashi said, "I dreamt of worldly success once." To be on the path and following the way is to be a man of principles, of beliefs. Someone who is grounded in the present time but whose roots travel into what is eternal. He is unshaken and unswayed by the illusions of the present day and does not become emotional or distracted by politics, news, global events, and gossip. His mind remains clear and sharp and hard as a diamond, a calm fury that is focused on life and death and has no time for nonsense or garbage. He adheres to his chosen way without being swayed by what is popular or out of style. He upholds what is true to him, even if the cost is great, or he is imprisoned or killed for it. Hajime Saito said, "A man who can't uphold his beliefs is pathetic, dead or alive." Being on the way means an ordered life that is not a storm of chaos, but rules over it instead. Tsunemoto said, "A warrior is worthless unless he rises above others and stands strong in the midst of a storm." One who is on the path lives by a structure he has created for himself, and follows his code and compass with clarity and supreme focus. He is dedicated to a small amount of things, maintaining a lifestyle that is minimal and simple to know what to do. Following this, he will attain greatness and mastery. He understands that life is a struggle, and every struggle is a war with a winner or a loser. Everything, no matter how small, has a win and a loss, just like real fights in competition or to the death. Musashi said, "The only reason a warrior is alive is to fight, and the only reason a warrior fights is to win." Everything must be attacked with this mindset. He realizes that this life is not one of quick enlightenment or easy victories. It will take the rest of his days, and if he does not stop, he may attain mastery and a lasting name. Confucius said, "It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop." Because his goals are long-term, he must think like a general undertaking a series of grand campaigns and break them down into strategy and tactics. Strategy is the overarching, long-term vision, while tactics are the smaller individual steps that must be taken to achieve that vision. Break all daunting goals into strategy and tactics, and you will become a formidable mover on the battlefield of life. Sun Tzu said, "Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. Tactics without strategy is just the noise before defeat." A black belt requires obtaining all the other colors first, each with their own difficulties and trials. Each rung on the ladder is as critical as another. Living as a warrior is not a metaphor. It's not adages and poetry and corporate slogan. It is a path that kills, if necessary, and it lives and dies under the sword. Musashi said, "Under the sword lifted high, there is hell making you tremble, but go ahead, and you have the land of bliss." Making this way into nothing more than a sport or a joke is the modern way. The merchants have taken away all the fruit and left only the flowers of the past to the warrior class who used to rule the world. But under it all, and in every age, it is the warrior who burns empires and builds new ones. Give your enemies no peace.